Major Slack Videos.
Well, yeah, the name is Slack. Thanks for coming back. Let's walk through some more Divinity Original Sin 2. And here we are. We just arrived at Fort Joy. And if you take a look at the map, we have the fog of war surrounding us. And we are here in the northwest corner of Fort Joy. For demonstrational purposes only, I've loaded up a special custom elf, whom I called Ebony Trueshot. We'll get back to my walkthrough save, where I chose Sabille as my main character. But the only way we can meet all the party members is if we choose a custom character. So I'm going with this one for now, just for demonstrational purposes. I will get back to Sabille for the walkthrough after this. Right, now, we are at level 1, and I was very careful to not level up to level 2 as we went through the ship. Alright, so everybody, if you're following the walkthrough, you should have 1800 experience, and the next level is just 200 points away. That means pretty much anything we do, we're going to level up. We want to avoid this. Right now, what you want to do is meet all your squad members, no matter what. Even if you're going solo, or if you're only going with a 2-member team, and you're going lone wolf, or if you're going like with a full team with four party members, you want to meet them all right now. Why? Because you want to lock, 2 reasons, okay? 1, you want to lock them all in at level 1, and this will be better explained when we finally meet Ifan, and I'll show you a demonstration of what happens if you don't lock them in at level 1. That's number 1. Number 2, even if you don't want to take on any of these party members, they have loot. Alright, so you could go up, take them on as a party member, get their loot, and then just dismiss them. And you can get a lot of really valuable loot by doing this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to meet all the party members, and I'm going to show you how to meet them all without leveling up to level 2. Let's get underway. I'm going to keep, here we are in the northwest corner, like I said. So I'm going to tell you all the directions we're going, and we're going south here a little bit. Make sure you discover this waypoint. I've noticed sometimes that the game will not automatically do this. We have this waypoint. This is like a fast travel point. I'll talk about that later. And now we're just going to proceed south. Take off the bucket, Slack. Okay, let's take off the bucket. There we go. Remove the bucket. Okay. Here's my gal, Ebony Trueshot. How you doing, Ebony? You're going to take us out of here.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so we're going south along this path here. You can just follow the mini map here, okay? Make sure you stick to the left side, because over here are some voidlings. You don't want to be dragged into a fight with them. So stick to the left side as you go south. Continue south like this. This is a pain in the arse. This is a DLC that they introduced with the definitive edition, Sir Laura, which I think is a complete waste of time. I always end up, I just kill him right away. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry about this. If you want to babysit Sir Laura throughout the entire game, go for it. But I can't stand this DLC. I'm sorry, Larian Studios, but it's just not my cup of tea. And you can always loot her for a tooth, which you can turn into a shocking arrowhead, and some shadow essence, which can be used for some scrolls. Okay, continuing along here, continuing south, we're following the west shore, the west shore line. Okay, stick to the west shore. There's the Red Prince right there, our first party member. Okay, I'm not going to do their dialogue yet. I'll go through all their dialogues later on. Let's just park our gal right beside him, center, and if you want the coordinates, if you notice on the mini map, the coordinates of exactly where you are, or where the camera is, because it changes according to where the camera is. So if you just press camera center, that's the coordinates of the Red Prince, x166, y282. And other things you can do is, if you bring up the map, you can actually put markers on the map, custom markers. Let's just put a marker right there, Red Prince. There we go, we have a blue marker right there. Next, let's just leave him alone for now. Continue this way. Again, spinning around now. That way is north, this way is south. We're gonna push east. In between these two broken ruins here, like this broken bridge. Find the banner. At this point, you meet the black cat. The black cat
This is an omen.
actually is worth saving. I'll talk about that later. That's worth savings. So yeah. And then once you meet the black cat, there's a broken bridge. Alright, and you push east, then down a bit, and you're looking for this pointy rock right here. And your character most likely will discover something. That's something to dig up there. Don't worry about that for now. We'll do that later. The pointy rock, that's the most important thing. Spin it around and you're looking for this blue mysterious hole right here. Go in there. Go in here and you discover the hidden alcove. Fortunately, you don't get any XP for this. And here is Fane. Alright, camera center. Let's bring up the map. Put a custom mark. Fane. He's the undead origin character. Next. Retrace your steps back to the pointy rock. Go back to the shore. Okay, let's just spin it around so we're going south. Just keep pushing over that way to the shore, to the water line. Okay, there's the water line. Now we're gonna go south. And if you push your camera up here, you find these stairs. That way is south. Stick to this side here. Alright? Do not go over here. Because this is a whole scene with Madame or Magister Atusa. As soon as you go there, the game is going to force feed you 300 XP and you're going to level up. You don't want to do that. You can actually bypass that by going to this ladder right here. And we can get into Fort Joy Ghetto without leveling up. So now we're into Fort Joy Ghetto. Find the other ladder on the other side.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
Okay, now I'm going to spin the map around again. So that way is north, this way is south. We're now going to proceed south. Go down the steps. You're going to bump into Gallon. There's Gallon. Just skip that for now. Click on take your leave. We can talk to him later. Do the whole teleporter thing. Looking for the bonfire. Once you find the bonfire, go through this opening here, west. There's the crab. Keep going west. And here you find the beast, the dwarf. Let's park ourselves right beside him. Camera center. Map up. Put a marker. Beast. Retrace your steps back into the Fort Joy Ghetto. Go back to the bonfire. I recommend that you do this because if you just simply go further south, if you're playing as the Red Prince, what's going to happen is you probably run into this guy here. And he's an assassin. You're going to be dragged into a fight. So if you're playing as a Red Prince, you don't want to do that. Alright, so back at the bonfire. Go south. We're going to go south out of the Fort Joy Ghetto. Keep going south. Don't worry about the doggy. We're going to kill him later. Now we're going to go east along this kind of like sandy beach here. And find this path going up here. And right next to this opening here is Sabile, the elf. Camera center. Marker. Sabile. depending on how much time you took to get here and what route you took, you may also find Sabine down here, right at this point here. Sometimes she wanders down there. Okay, so she may wander down this path and you may find her here as well. But if you went directly there, typically you find her there. Next, we're gonna go back north into the ghetto. Here's the main part where all the merchants are. Go up the stairs, past the camp kitchen. Right here is another waypoint. Go down the stairs here, and here is Los. Let's park ourselves right beside Los. Camera center. Bring up the map. Los. And finally, Ifan is right here. It's just a little bit to the north, right there. We can go park ourselves beside him.
Come on then, Legsy. Hey up.
Camera center.
I want no trouble.
Bread or brisket, toes the same.
Ifan. So there you go. That's the location of all the party members. Let's just take a look at it, what we've done now.
You keep his name out of your mouth, you filthy cud chewer.
Have you cud?
That's where we started.
Disgusting.
There's
Just
Red
like
Prince.
all your kind.
We went across to the hidden alcove to find Fane. We went down here to find Beast on the shore.
Like threats?
And you find the ladder. I don't know if it shows on the... No, it doesn't show. The ladder is approximately right there. Here's the scene with Magister Atusa. You want to avoid that, otherwise you'll accidentally level up. There's the Beast. We went back into the ghetto. Went out down here. There's Sabine. Went back up north through the ghetto to find Los. And then just a little further north is Ifan. Now all these guys, every single one you can take on at level 1. Except Ifan. There's a bit of an issue. Let's just do a quick save here, okay? There's an issue with Ifan. As soon as you try to speak with Ifan, you get involved with this whole scene here with Elodie and Burrow and Kana. And what happens is you'll get dragged into the situation. Let me just pause the game here. You're gonna get dragged into the situation, and the game, because you save Elodie, the game's gonna force feed you 300 XP and you're gonna level up, and there's no way you could take on Ifan without leveling up unless you don't save Elodie. And if you don't save Elodie, you end up losing 600 XP. So you have a choice. Either take on Ifan at level 1 and lose 600 XP from Elodie, plus you lose some loot too. You lose a good reward from Elodie. Or you just settle for taking on Ifan at level 2 and you save Elodie, get some XP, and get a reward. Let's just go through both those scenarios right now. Let's say you insist on taking on Ifan at level 1. Here's how you do it. Speak to
Dear
Ifan.
one, help me teach this beast. He must respect.
Now you're not going to save Elodie. So just go continue, continue, continue. Don't worry, I'm going to go through all this dialogue later on. Continue, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Continue, continue. Now at this point, go down to number 6. Take a step back and say this isn't your quarrel. Continue, continue, continue. And at this point, all these guys are going to fight, but you're not going to fight with them. So, and they all fight. Basically, it's Ifan and Elodie against Burrow and Kana. Usually Elodie wins, but not always. I've seen her die in this situation. She can actually die, which is really bad. So let's just let this play out. There's Elodie. See, she's taking a lot of damage already. Nope, she might lose this one. Yeah, she missed. It does not look good for her. Come on, Lodi. Keep your left up. You can do it. Keep the backstabbing going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Doesn't look good. See her health bar. Oh my gosh. It's all up to you, Ifan. A little bit of fossil strike there. That's right. Light everybody up. Good idea. Okay, so Kana's down. It all depends on whether Burrow can go down. But then, oh no. See, she died. Yeah. Huh. I didn't know that. If Elodie dies, you actually level up. Alright, so that's a gamble. That's another way of... yeah, that's a gamble. So that's the only way I know of... let's try that again, and I'll just skip ahead and if Elodie survives. But typically, I didn't know that if she dies right in front of you. Because to prevent that from happening, what you could do is just run away and then like she'll die off screen and then I don't think you'll get the XP. So let's just reload that again.
Dear one,
Talk to Ifan, continue,
Respect
continue,
and
continue,
intention
continue, continue.
Fire up, elf.
At this
No
point,
one short.
number 6, take a step back, continue,
If
continue,
you
continue.
elves always want
And they fight. I'll just fast forward to the result. Okay, here Elodie's gonna win. Check it out. Maybe. Come on. There we go. So Elodie wins. You don't level up. This is what usually happens. That's the like ideal scenario. If you insist on taking on Ifan at level 1, then you could just follow Elodie down to her secret hideout. And what happens is she'll tell you like, you know, you didn't help her, but you won't get any XP, you won't get any reward. And at this point, you could take on Ifan at level 1. Now, why should you want to take on all these guys at level 1? This is why. Because if you talk to Ifan,
rolls his sleeves back down.
let's just go through all this dialogue. Once again, I'll just fast track it.
Everyone needs. That's the truth. Why not? The two heads are better than.
He grits.
So, can do.
We chose Wayfarer
Onwards.
as his
He
preset.
scans the horizon.
Right, you are.
Alright, so we've taken on Ifan as a party member at level 1. Let's check it out. Here you see the game has spent the original 7 points that we got when we went through the character creation screen. The game took those 7 points and pre-spent them. So now it's spent the 3 attribute points, 2 in finesse, 1 in intelligence. And because we chose Wayfarer, it decided to put 1 point in Geomancer and 1 point in Huntsman. And it pre-selected the civil ability as bartering and pre-selected the talent as pet pal. That's what happens when you take them on at level 1. Now, if you take them on at level 1 and lock him in, even if we dismiss him, let's just dismiss
Do
him.
we really need?
Talk to him
Chitty-chatter
again,
while we
go down
work?
to option number 6, say that you'd like to venture on alone for now at least.
Are you certain you want to dismiss your Ifan frown?
Dismiss him,
Don't worry about me.
but he's locked in at level 1. So let's say we want to take him on again at level 3. When we take him on again at level 3, all the points that you accumulated on level 2 and level 3, he will have for you to spend. If you don't do that, let's just try. I'll show you what happens now. So let's say, for example, we save Elodie.
dear one, help
Talk
me
to
teach
Elodie.
this beast. He must
Respect.
Continue,
and
continue,
intention.
continue. Don't worry, I'm going to go through all this dialogue later on.
Lone
Just for
wolves
demonstrational
decide their
purposes.
own-
Continue,
Fire up,
continue.
elf.
Here, choose
No
this
one
option
short
here.
of
Stand beside the elf and tell the thug to back off.
Intense-looking
Continue,
Burrow looked
continue,
at
Get it,
continue.
elf smiles
And you
and
get
bows
the
to you.
shakedown
follow me before more of them
XP right
trouble
there.
us.
Shakedown 600 XP. Now we've leveled up.
There is a safe place.
You follow Elodie, no problem. But the whole point is taking on Ifan. So we take on Ifan.
Good work there.
Jam through all his
Nice
dialogue.
mercenaries. Why not? The two heads are.
He grins.
So, survival's my main priority.
Here we have the choice of taking him
I'll
on
use
as
every trick in the book to
a
keep us
party member
alive.
again. Well, once again, we'll choose
But
Wayfarer.
can do.
He scans the horizon.
Right.
Let's check him out. Now we've taken him on at level 2. And look what happened. The game pre-spent the points that you would have earned if you were traveling with Ifan at level 2. You see that? So it put 1 more point into finesse, 1 more point into intelligence. It's pre-spent your the combat ability point that you would have earned on Huntsman, so now Huntsman is up to 2, and it pre-spent the civil ability point on by putting another point into bartering, and so on and so forth. The later on you take all these party members, the later on you take them, the less customization options you have. Basically, you're only going to start earning points from the point that you take, the level that you take them on. So that's why you want to lock in all these characters at level 1, even if you don't want to take them on as party members. You can just simply dismiss them, so that if you change your mind, and let's say, you know, you at level 6 or something, you go back, find Ifan at the same spot, take him on as a party member, he will now have all the points that you would have earned had you been traveling with him all the time, instead of having the game pre-spend those points for you. So that's the reason why you want to take on all these party members as soon as possible. Now, as far as loot, that's another reason you want to take on party members. You can farm loot. For example, let's just reload again. Here is the preset selection screen that you get with every single party member when you encounter them. Option number 1 is the game's suggested preset for that particular character. Options 2, 3, and 4 are all the presets that you see on the character creation screen and way back at the beginning. You actually get them. So if you go to 2, you'll see you have the fighter, the battle mage, the knight, the inquisitor. If you go to 3, you have the ranger, the rogue. It's always there somewhere in the dialogue. Shadowblade, Wayfarer, Metamorph. Or if you don't like those options, click change your mind, go back to and you go select number 4. Here we have cleric, enchanter, witch, wizard, and conjure. That's all the presets that you see in the original character creation screen. And it's exactly the same. The attributes are spent exactly the same. The combat abilities are spent exactly the same. The civil abilities are spent exactly the same. So if you want to see what all those presets are, just load up a character creation screen and browse through the presets and see what they have. One thing they don't tell you in the character creation screen is what loot you get. So let's say, for example, you're playing as an archer. You can actually farm loot specific to your build from all these party members. So what you would do is go down to 3. Oh, and by the way, all the presets are always in the exact same place. So let's say, for example, you wanted ranger. It's always at 3 and the first one, so it's like 3.1. So if you select ranger, and you see that's all the loot he gets as a ranger. Let's check it out. He always starts out with a bow, and click on all, and then we'll look at his inventory. And every time you select a ranger for a party member, it's always the same. He always gets 1 fire arrow, and he always gets 1 knockdown arrow. Ah, yeah, you see? So now you can actually farm certain weapons from all these party members. So even if you don't want to take on these party members as like companions, you should hit them all up and farm their stuff so that you can like stockpile. Let's say you're playing as a ranger, you can farm up to like 5 or 6 knockdown arrows, which are extremely valuable to a ranger. Or, you know, choose another preset and farm the stuff they have.
So Slack, you know what, it'd be really nice if somebody took all the time and trouble to document exactly what loot you get from which presets.
Yeah, you know what? It really would be good if somebody documented all the loot that you get from which presets. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there is all the loot that you get from which presets. Now I've organized this according to how it appears in the dialogue. So for example, like I said, 2.1 is dialogue option 2, and you click through to that, and then 1 is the first option. Okay, back at the preset selection screen, I should point out right now that you can actually save the game right in the middle of a dialogue. This is really useful, so if you want to browse the presets like this, you can save the game right now. So just do a quick save, or you can even do a hard save and title it presets. Now, according to the information I put up before, let's say you wanted Battle Mage 2.2. That means go to the second option, click through to there, and go to the second option here, and as you see, it's Battle Mage.
want.
If you change your mind, always go to the last option. Let's say you wanted Ranger.
We've got all the time
Ranger
in
is
the world to rot in
3.1,
here.
so go to the third option here, 3,
Dexter's arms.
and it's number 1.
What are you
There
looking
we go,
for
Ranger.
exactly? A
So
tapestry
now,
embroiderer?
putting up all the information again, now you can see exactly which presets get which loot. So if you want to farm Firestorm grenades, always choose Fighter for all your presets for all the characters that you don't want to use, and then just dismiss. Or if you want to, like I said, farm knockdown arrows, always choose Ranger, and then you'll get a ton of knockdown arrows for your main guy from all the party members that you don't want to take onto your party. Or you could even just take on party members and choose their preset according to the loot they get, instead of choosing them according to, like, you know, what skills and whatnot. You know, it's up to you. So there you go. There's everything you wanted to know about party members, but we're afraid to ask. So now we're gonna go back to my original walkthrough save, and we're gonna meet all the party members. I started out as Sabille, and we're gonna meet them all and go through their stories, their backstories, go through all the dialogue one by one, and meet them all. And I'm not going to take any of them on. I'm going to farm knockdown arrows from them all. Alright? And that is coming up next video. For now, you know exactly where to find all the party members, and you know exactly what to do when you find them. And you know how to take them all on without leveling up. You can take them all on at level 1 and farm their loot if you so desire, etc. So on and so forth. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found this information useful. And my name is Major Slack, and I will see you next video. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.